So in June of 1979, Connie and I were scheduled to teach summer school at the Halls of Life Bible College in Davao City, Mindanao. Now, this required a flight to get down there, and I've talked about this in previous videos where it was a bit of a perilous journey to get to the airport because of the super typhoon that we had just experienced. Nevertheless, we were, by God's grace, able to do that and arrive for our 3-week assignment with our young girls, Carrie and Kathy, 5 and 3 years old, and started our teaching ministry. Now, I know that Connie taught a class on discipleship. I can't remember the second class she taught. I taught one on the book of Proverbs and on the gospel of the kingdom of God. So that was those were our assignments there. And we had about 24 to 25 students, all of whom were in pastoral ministry, male and female, and they had graduated from Bible College, one of the Foursquare Bible colleges, with a 3-year degree. And if they went 3 summers and took a couple, 2 or 3 classes, then they could write a thesis at the end of that and receive their bachelor's. So that was the program. And I have a master's in Fuller, and so that kind of helped to give credence to the program. And anyway, we were there. And we stayed with a missionary that was there with our children. And the lady that worked with her watched the girls during the day as Connie and I taught 5 days a week for those 3 weeks. It was really a phenomenal experience. It was just wonderful. We had been teaching young people who were just starting, preparing for their ministry. And now here we were with those who'd been anywhere from 2, 3 to 5 or 10 years and serving the Lord. So it was a real blessing. And just the level of questions and their interest in all that it was just interesting to see, because they really were making sacrifices to be there, and it was just a delight to be a part of their instruction. So we continued there. Toward the end, we were able to get a couple of days at this really nice hotel, the Insular Hotel, where the girls could be in the pool and all of that. Connie and I had to work pretty hard to get our grades in, but it was still good. And eventually made our way back up to Tablas, where we were living. Now, in other words, we left. We were going to be going up to Cebu City to meet another missionary couple and spend a couple of days on our way back to our island. And as we were going down the runway, I think it was a 707. I don't remember the plane number, but it was a Boeing plane, and they had a back door. Down the, it was like a ramp down the center of the plane in the back, and that's how you could get in and out of the plane. And so we were taxiing down the runway, and that thing flew open, and with a thud, and it's like all the accompanying noise of that. And it's like, what? Our door opened out the back, and the pilot brought it to a stop, the plane, just right at the fence at the end of the runway. And I don't remember what happened, if it was just a matter of closing it and securing it or whatever. But anyway, we went off. And I got to say that kind of could introduce a little bit of fear of flying if one was, at all, paying attention. And it was tough. It was really tough. And nevertheless, we got off and spent our time in Cebu and then got home. One of the neat things about being there in Davao City is they had this ice cream company called Magnolia House Ice Cream, and where we lived, we could get the little vendor came around and rang a little bell, and we could get limited kind of ice cream from him. But in Davao City, they had one of their big stores, and so it was really a lot of fun for Connie and I and the 2 girls to pop in there and actually have ice cream, sitting down and have all the choices at Magnolia House Ice Cream. It's one of those things, when you're away from home and you're in a different culture and all that, to have something comforting like ice cream was kind of a cool deal. Anyway, we're grateful to the Lord for the ministry time that we had there and the introduction to so many brothers and sisters who were already in ministry, some of whom were working in the Muslim world. And so we had a touch on that as well, beyond just the normal teaching. So that was it. That was our little experience at the end of our perilous journey getting down to Davao City there in 1979.